Manning lobs it. Burris alone. Touchdown, New York.
It's off to Leonard, defended by Simmons. Is this the dagger?
High fly ball, right field. Grossman back, track, wall, see ya! Into the second deck. A grand slam the other way for Aaron Judge, and the Yankees are pouring it on.
For the latest news throughout the sports world, tune in to Sports Talk with R&J every Wednesday at 1 p.m.
Clovercrest Media Group presents a CMG podcast, Keys to the City.
Keys to the city, baby. When you see us, so you know.
Crossed up by Kobe, little flow to Shaq, and then Shaq goes like this, and the rest is history. Pay attention. Don't tell me what to do, devil woman. Speaking of those Lakers, hold on, fun. But I didn't make my. I said Denver's gonna win. Yeah, you did. You said that.
There's no other show like that. Clovercrest is doing great things right now.
Streaming everywhere.
The Giants are running New York like the times as Danny is dropping all sorts of dimes. Saquon's thighs are ruining defenses' lives and Leonard Williams making opposing QBs feel him. Receivers think it's scary to line up across James Bradbury, and the Giants have a bright future led by Coach Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Tune in to Drawing About the G-Men every Wednesday at 6, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Drawing About the G-Men, the Giants football podcast. I'm Big J, joined by Joe Guire, Sean Scanlon, and King Zay. And we got a lot to talk about.
Sean!
That was my face. I was like, Sean.
At the buzzer, I made it.
I had the screen minimized. I did not know you were. I literally just saw him. That's great.
Hell yeah, Sean's back.
Good to be back.
So we'll talk a little bit about Madden later, but let's start off with the Giants update. It's been mandatory minicamp, has come and gone, or is still going on. But the big story is Saquon Barkley missed OTAs. Zay, you've been talking about it. He might not be ready for the regular season. You don't think so? So how big of a deal is it, him missing OTAs?
It depends on where you stand. I don't see it much of as a big deal. You hear these coaches saying already that they're going to give Saquon Barkley as much time as he needs to get back so he can get back as healthy as possible. And I think that's the big key thing, because when you have a person like Saquon Barkley, who you took with the number 2 overall pick, you want to get as much out of him as possible. So not rushing him back on the field is probably the route to go in that instance. But the Giants did a real good job of signing the backups, so I'm pretty sure they'll be fine without Saquon Barkley for the beginning of the season. But you just have to hope that he can come back and be Saquon Barkley when you get him back, because if not, you really missed up an opportunity to get rid of him. But should be fine.
Sean, do you expect Saquon to be back by the start of the season, by week 1?
Yeah, I think it will be. I think it will probably be a limited workload to start the season off, just because he's gotten, so much of the share of the carries, obviously the past couple of years. And I think that they're going to want to try and ease him back into it, because he has had a little bit of, injury history the past couple of years, especially with the torn ACL last year. But I'm with Zay. I think that, it's pretty important to, make sure that he's healthy and that his recovery goes well, and not, try and just force him onto the field. So I wasn't too surprised seeing him not at OTAs. I think that his recovery is important, because obviously he's a focal part of this offense. So I think it's pretty important that they kind of take things slow, and that they get him back to 100% health. But I do expect him to be back for week 1. I just think that his workload will be a little bit minimized to start the season.
I feel like year after year, the OTAs, the O stands for optional, because stars are coming in and out, choose not to go. Like Aaron Rodgers makes sense. I just feel like Odell Beckham, all these guys just choosing not to go to OTAs. So, Joe, I want to bring up Kadarius Toney. He's a rookie. He didn't go to OTAs. Is that a big deal for the Giants?
Well, I mean, you want your rookies there, especially a guy like this who I think is going to be an integral part of their offense in a lot of different ways. And so, he needs to be there. So he needs to see what his role is going to be and give the Giants a chance to learn what he's all about so they can see sort of where they can expand on his role and what sort of things he can do. I'm excited about this guy. So it's unfortunate he's not there. I get it. And it does seem quite optional. I don't know that this is a huge problem. I think, there's nothing going on. So we need something to complain about. Complain about this.
Yeah, but I do think it is a big deal, him being a rookie. Like, he should have to go to that. He should. I mean, it was a while before he signed his contract. He's been a little bit problematic with the organization so far. I really hope it doesn't spill over to him on the field. But we will see. But, I mean, there was a lot of good that came out this mini camp as well. I mean, Kenny Golladay looked great. So I'm really excited for the Giants this season.
Jason, when you say problematic, I need you to elaborate on that because you talk about Sam Beal, who was arrested on gun charges last year. That's problematic.
Yeah.
Kadarius Toney not having cleats that don't fit. That's not problematic to me. It built an injury from that. He had a personal reason. That's not problematic for me. I need you to elaborate on these problematic things that we go into. Because now I'm worried about me.
Him not showing up to OTAs, I think, is problematic, and then him waiting.
Yeah, but you just said Aaron Rodgers and these other. I mean, that's they can skip whatever they want, right?
Yeah, why?
I thought it was weird that you picked one of the whitest guys in the league when you said that. Is all.
What?
I wasn't trying to play that card. The shoe fits. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe is there something you want to tell us or?
No, but
black guys accountable. That's what he wants. If you're in the league, you got to be accountable, black guys.
Yeah, right. If it's a white guy and his cleats don't fit, they're like, well, you don't want him to get blisters. A black guy does it. You're like, well, let's get an FBI background check on this guy. Seems like a real problem child.
Dude, it was a big story when Antonio Brown didn't go to OTAs. When
Antonio Brown's an idiot.
Beckham, I mean, yeah, but there are a bunch of these stars that don't decide not to go.
Which one?
Isn't going because he's leaving the team. He's not going because he doesn't want, because he's on vacation. He's going because he's not playing for Green Bay next year, or he doesn't want to play for Green Bay.
That is true.
That's a completely different reason.
When you're a rookie, I think you got to go. In the case of Kadarius Toney.
Odell Beckham Jr. was hurt for OTAs and minicamp, basically for training camp also, and had one of the best rookie years the Giants have seen out of a rookie next to, what's his name? Sultan Victor Cruz. So I don't think it matters that much. I really don't. I'm just not worried about it.
We'll see.
If you're worried about it, Ross didn't make OTAs and he's borderline not going to make the team. That worries me.
I know. We will see what comes when training camp starts, preseason starts, and eventually the season starts. So I'm excited. But now let's talk about something that happens in the offseason. Madden. And EA Sports teased the Madden cover with these two GOATs. So assuming one of the GOATs is reserved for Tom Brady, who would be the other? Or who are the two GOATs?
It's obviously Aaron Rodgers. No, I'm just playing.
No, I agree with you, bro. Keep going.
You think so? Oh, no. Honestly, I mean, I'm assuming that a second GOAT is probably younger, and it's probably Patty Mahomes' GOAT.
Interesting.
I mean, wasn't that the whole Super Bowl? Wasn't that when we just did that? I thought that was the whole point, was that it was the little goat and the big goat.
Yeah.
So you're showing me two goats as like the hint for the cover, and you're like, Brady's one, who's the other?
But they also
I'm sure if Aaron Rodgers was playing Jeopardy right now, he'd be like, who is Aaron Rodgers? And he would be wrong. I'm pretty sure the answer is who is Pat Mahomes for 1,000.
You agree with that? You don't like that, Zay?
I know. I believe that we've already had two covers with these two on them already. So I'm hoping EA would get smart and go a different direction, maybe put 2 future GOATs, maybe an Aaron Rodgers, maybe a Derrick Henry cover, maybe a double cover. I don't know. I'm just saying, maybe that's how the route they go. Because
you'll buy it anyway, though, right?
Who, me?
Yeah.
At this point, I don't even know. That's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. We can go into Madden all day. I don't think it's going to be bought this year, but it's probably not going to be. Jesus, the sun.
Yeah, that's God, like being like, "What are you talking about?"
You're not getting the same copy and paste game they make every year with new names.
We'll see.
Wait,
Sean,
no, there's a new spin move this year.
Yeah, new hit mechanics. I feel like is that something they say every year.
Crap. New player presentations.
But Sean, who do you think deserves? Throw all the GOATs aside. Who deserves to be on the cover of Madden this year, based off last year?
I'd probably throw, like Zay said, I think Derrick Henry would probably be up there. I mean, he's just been dominant the past 2 years, and usually it's a skill position player, either QB or running back or receiver. So I figure he would definitely be up there. But I think that the person that should be on there with Tom Brady should be the GOAT beater and Eli Manning. I mean, he's owned him his whole career, so
that would be
should
funny.
be Eli. Oh, it would be great. I would love it.
It would be the lowest selling copy of Madden.
Actually, you know what?
No,
I mean, listen,
Not
Derrick Henry, 2,000-yard season. I would think that definitely would get you consideration for the cover. I think Devontae Adams would be a good cover guy as well. Coming off the year that he had and carrying Aaron Rodgers like he did all year.
A GOAT though?
I could, yeah.
Devontae Adams is a GOAT now?
He's on his way. Yeah, that guy's a baller, dude.
Yeah, but I think realistically it's going to be I could see Brady and Mahomes. I just don't think they would put Mahomes on after losing the Super Bowl to Brady. So I think it will be Brady and Gronk is my guess because it's the GOAT QB.
That's what I was just about to say.
Gronk is probably the GOAT tight end. If not, he's definitely top 3. So I could see that, especially after them coming off a Super Bowl win. I could see them doing that.
Yeah, I could. I was just about to say that's what I see with the GOATs, the GOAT tight end, and Brady, just the GOAT. But if there were a Giants rendition, a Giants version, Joe, who should be on the cover of that?
He's a Pro Bowler.
Oh, brother.
Just kidding. James Bradbury was the guy I was going to say. I know what everybody thought I was going to say. That was a
Madden cover with James Bradbury.
Yeah, that'd be my guy. That's the guy that deserves it the most, I think, from this Giants team. Or Leonard Williams, maybe.
EA, good thing you don't work for EA.
You guys got any other names? Danny Dimes on the cover?
It'd have to be Odell for me. That's the only Giant I could see. He's the most.
It's going to be a real niche cover. You know what I mean? Not only would it's not even specifically for Giants fans. This would be specific to that select group of Giants fans that really believe in Daniel Jones.
Yes, sir. Danny Dimes all day. But I also think like a Blake Martinez. I mean, third in total tackles all year. I think he really does not get the respect he deserves as far as linebackers go. But that's just me. Now, let's end it. Still talking about Madden. Question of the week. Who is the Madden GOAT? What player was the best to use in all of Madden history? Joe, I know you talked about Okoye and Bo Jackson when we were talking about the running back GOATs, how they were in Tecmo Bowl. But do you have a Madden GOAT?
So it's funny. I don't ever play as the Giants when I play Madden, and I never have.
That's weird.
I know. It is weird. I know, just something about, I don't know. I don't want to do it. I would either let you pick my opponent and then I would stomp your face in. Or if you leave me to my own devices, I would generally take whatever team Peyton Manning was on, because nobody hits passes and gets picked less in Madden than Peyton Manning.
I'll let you go, Sean.
I'm sorry my answer disappointed you.
Payne's
You're
good.
disappointing me. You sound like the guy who gets on the game and then loses by 50. That's what you sound like. The guy
I've never lost at Madden. Never lost at Madden.
That's what you sound like. The guy that gets in the game and then loses by like 50. But I mean,
never lost. Never lost at Madden.
Never
I've
undefeated.
beaten so many people over my lifetime. I lost once against somebody 21-14, but I was playing on an Xbox and I had never played Xbox before.
Oh, so it doesn't count.
Millions
I don't
of dollars.
count that.
Millions of dollars in this stuff. You're wasting your time. You should be playing Madden professionally. What are you doing?
I want to. That and wiffle ball, but I'm waiting for there to be a league that pays me enough for me to do it. I'll leave my family for that.
Okay. Play wiffle ball. I'm sure they won't mind.
If I could play wiffle ball during the summer and play Madden the rest of the year professionally and make a comfortable living, that'd be ideal. And I'm good enough to do both, so I have no.
I don't know. We got to get a CMG Madden tournament.
I've been telling you to set that up for a year. Yes. Whenever you're ready to get stumped, I'm happy to teach y'all how to play Madden.
Wait till Sean gets eliminated in the first round.
Yeah,
by 50.
By 50, damn. But Sean, who is your Madden GOAT?
Yeah, so the first cover of Madden the first Madden game that I ever had was Madden 04, and the man that donned the cover, Michael Vick, he was absolutely unstoppable. I didn't even know who he was because I was only 5 years old, so I wasn't like a huge football fan at that point. But I just knew that number 7 on the Falcons was unstoppable in that game. He obviously a dual threat, passing the ball and running with it. So. And I think that's when he was at the peak of his power. Obviously, he was super dominant at that time, and I just remember that was my first Madden game where I really fell in love with Michael Vick because he was a dominant player. So, and I think similar to him nowadays, I think Lamar Jackson would probably be my favorite player to play with. He does fumble a lot in Madden, which is kind of a problem, especially if you're scrambling outside the pocket with him. But still, just having that dual threat, having a QB that could outrun players in the secondary, and also is a pretty good passer. I think those are probably the two most dominant Madden players that come to mind for me.
Hell yeah. Zay, you got anyone else?
But this is hard because Sean's really covered it really for me. Michael Vick, obviously the greatest Madden player ever created, 99 overall speed, couldn't touch him. You could run basically to the other side of the field and couldn't touch Michael Vick. But a little younger than Sean, and for me, it had to be that 2002 or 2003, either Dante Culpepper, or Marshall Faulk. Ooh. Those two were just animals in the game of Madden, and they made you feel like you were better than you were in real life. If you had to play with Marshall Faulk with the juke button, being the back triggers for the first time they added that, it was just something that we have really never seen before in video games, and it made it absolutely amazing. So. For me, it had to be between 2002 2003, Marshall Faulk and Dante Culpepper, two of the, in my opinion, two of the best Madden cover players that they don't mention.
Well, my first Madden game had John Madden literally on the cover with Barry Sanders on it. And
yeah,
I most certainly, I guess that's the other thing for me why I don't play with the Giants is, that I can be the Lions and make them good and have Barry Sanders. You know what I mean? Or, even of late, my current season, I'm the Jaguars. That's always been a favorite team of mine.
Because of Mike Lennon?
No,
no. Believe it or not, my love for the Jaguars precedes Mike Lennon, if you could even believe that. Yeah. I like the Jaguars uniforms. Also, if you look at that word quick, it looks like it says Jaguar.
Yep.
So
damn.
I bought a Jaguars hat when they first came out because I literally saw it. I was like, is that my name? No, it's Jaguar. I was kind of stupid then, Zay. What do you want from me? Anyway.
And the new ones, you can create your own team. The ones that are post 2015, you know that, right?
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguar.
That's really funny.
But a couple names I had for here. 2004, everyone talks about Mike Vick, but Randy Moss in that game was just as much as a problem. You just throw it up there and he'd catch it no matter who, what, when, where, or why you were throwing it. And then a little bit more recently in Madden 16 with Odell on the cover. Even though Odell was on the cover, I used to always play as the Panthers and use Cam Newton in the triple option. I would just smoke Mike Tolbert and Jonathan Stewart as the backs. Like, I used to just smoke people with the triple option in that game.
I completely forgot he was on the cover. I completely forgot until you brought that up. I completely forgot Odell was on the cover.
Yeah.
That's how fast these Madden years go. I completely forgot that. Wow, good job. Good call out, Jace. I forgot that.
Oh, yeah. But that's going to do it for John about the G-Men this week. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. Make sure you like us on Facebook, like us on YouTube, subscribe to us on YouTube, follow Clovercrest Media Group on Twitch, and check out clovercrestmedia.com for more podcasts. Over 40 now, so make sure you check that out. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. For Big Jace, Joe Aguirre, Sean Scanlon, and King's Head, we'll see you next week for more John about the G-Men. The Giants are running New York like the times as Danny is dropping all sorts of dimes. Saquon's thighs are ruining defenses' lives and Leonard Williams making opposing QBs feel him. Receivers think it's scary to line up across James Bradbury, and the Giants have a bright future led by Coach Judge, Jury, and Executioner. Tune in to Drawing About the G-Men every Wednesday at 6, live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.